Yep. All right, that should be better. Let's turn that down a little bit. That should be good. Yeah. Make sure we get the game audio here. We'll get it out of the headphones. There we go. All right. All right, first stream. So thanks everyone for joining. If you're watching this later, thank you. If you would, brand new, so follow, subscribe if you will. So tonight we're just going to be working with the team, flying IL-2 flight sim. I'm using a VR headset, HP Reverb, and my HOTAS is a Warthog, Thrustmaster Warthog HOTAS with some SciTech Combat rudder pedals. So I've got everything in my hands that I can feel. Move switches without having to get on the keyboard too much. There's still a little bit I got to do there, but it's not too bad. Alright, so let's see if we can get into SRS and get on comms here. And we're going to be flying Allied tonight. Pick up a P-51 here. So we're going to go ahead and grab the extra 50 cal. If you don't, you run a little under 2,000 rounds. It lasts very short. I mean, the extra only gives you an extra 200 rounds, but it's good for another 3 or 4 bursts, and you would be surprised how much that helps you out, actually. So anytime you ever take an American plane where you can get extra 50 cal, always take it. I never take the guns out of the wings. This will drop it down to 4 guns, but the 6 is what the P-51's known for, so we're going to stick with 6. I'll take the gyro first. If anybody's watching and they'd like me to take the standard gun sight, I can do that. Just let me know. We'll try it out, but for now I'm going to use the K-14A. The Bendix, which helps me get back home during the mission, and a mirror, of course, so I can see what's behind me. You'd be surprised, but in VR you can't really turn around and look behind you as well as like Track IR or monitor, so having the mirror is super helpful. Convergence for me, typically around 240 meters. Now, this game doesn't show it in feet. I really wish it had a parentheses over here with like the actual imperial measurements, but it doesn't. So 240 meters is around 280 yards. So that's typical for a plane of this year to have the gun convergence anywhere between 250 and 350 yards. So we're going to leave it right around 240. That's going to put us at 280 yards. And then we're going to drop the fuel down. Now, these things could fly forever, 1,000 miles or 1,200 miles or whatever the fuel load could carry. We're not going to fly that in this mission tonight. Most of the combat you're going to see takes way less fuel. You can still fly for an hour on 30%, which is like 350 liters right around. So we're probably going to keep it at like 40%, right around 400 liters. This will give us enough flying time, and if I happen to get shot for any reason, hopefully not, if I spring a leak, I'll have some to get back to base. So I'm going to be running a custom skin tonight. So there's, with IL-2, some of the servers allow you to run custom skins. So I'm going to run one of the ones that I just got not too long ago, and it is the Sweet and Lovely. I mean, if you've never seen this plane with that skin on it. The aluminum, the polished aluminum there on the wings, that's a little distressed, looks amazing. If I bring it around here, you can see the nice like flat blue, matte blue tail. It's got a little bit of a sheen, but this is just a gorgeous skin. I always love the blue nose P-51s. So I can click and drag here, make it a little bit easier. For anybody watching in other countries where symbols, are forbidden verboten. Just be aware that some of my skins are historically correct, so you will see the emblems as they were on the planes during that time period. Adds authenticity for me, so not that I support that or anything, but just for authentic feels and realism and how the planes actually look and flew is what I'm interested in. So thank you for understanding. All right, so with that set, we're going to go ahead and accept, and we're going to get on the field. Do a little mic check for SRS here. Mic check. There's a few channels too, so we'll check those. We'll check each of those and see if anybody's on those channels. Channel 2, mic check. All right, let's get started up here. So left to right, always in the cockpit, is my typical routine. Most of the startups are automated, but there are a few things you need to change beforehand. So left-hand side, throttle quadrant, pitch full, crack the throttle 10%. Below that, you're going to look at the mixture knob. We're going to go roughly 50%. For those of you that need Techno Chat, there's 46. We'll put it on 50. Okay, then we'll work on our trims. So trim, I trim nose up, roughly 6 degrees, which is right around 20%. So if you look down here, I can't really point with my finger, but there's a little vertical knob just below the mixture knob where you see aileron, then you've got rudder, and then on the side wheel, next to the gear lever, you have elevator. So we're going to do 5% nose up, and then we're going to leave the elevator, or the aileron and roll aileron, or the aileron and rudder trim zeroed out. So now that we get everything set, go ahead and start the engine sequence, and then I'm going to go ahead and set my gun sight while I'm here. Now, depending on what we're shooting down, you have, these are in feet. So a 109 is 32 feet in width. The wingspan is 32 feet long. So if you're looking for a 190, that's 34 feet long. Some of this stuff you have little cheat cards, or you just sort of memorize after playing for an extended period. 110, you're going to get up to around 55 feet. And then for the big boys, the HE111 is, or the JU52 is going to be around 74 feet. So we're going to take it back down to 34 feet. That's where I like to keep it for the 190s. There are a lot of 190s that play here with Doras and etc. So we'll see a lot of 190s. We'll see some 109s as well. All right, so when I change the wingspan on the gun sight, you'll see the little, in the reticle there in the center, the little hash marks will go out to the edge of the circle as the feet get longer or wider, and then they'll come back in towards the center as the feet are shorter. So there's two pieces to this. This is the wingspan. Over on the left here, you're going to see this is the range. So it's 500 yards right now. We're going to pull that back to right around 290 yards. Like I said, my convergence is right around 280, so I like to fire a little bit before my convergence. So I'll set it at 290. That puts a good spread in the center reticle. And as soon as the wingtips get touch each side of the hash marks, that's when I'll start shooting. All right, so flaps are up. Set altimeter. We'll zero that out. Temps are good. This server starts out with the engine already warm. So we're going to release the parking brake with some toe brake there, and we're going to go ahead and taxi. I don't know if it recorded that or not, but you just, if you guys see it, my headset kind of just reset inside the game, and it'll go up and then come back down a little bit. That's normal. Happens in all headsets. I think it's just a positional tracking thing with the game. Just something to get used to and something to know. All right, so for taxing in the P51, you can keep it between the manifold pressure between 1100 and, I'm sorry, 11 inches and 14 inches. You get a much over that, you'll start going too fast. You can do the S turns if you want. There's nobody in front of me. I just use a little bit of differential braking to do that. That's the toe brake series, the left toe brake, and some right toe brake. You can use the rudder if you want, the full rudder pedals to do that. I will show you here in a second when we get up to the runway that you can actually disengage the tail wheel lock and you can do a full swing. So I'm going to pull the throttle back here a little bit. To do that, you push forward on the stick, hit tail wheel released, and then you can turn the plane. Now I'm not going to turn it too much because you'll end up looping. It's called a ground loop. So we're not going to do that. Hold on, my wife is bugging me. What's that? What did you just do to me? What was that?
Can you see chat?
Can I? No.
Okay, then how are you gonna talk?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just talking. I guess I'll hit the Windows button on the controller and look at it every once in a while. I can do that. Yeah. So I have to buy something to actually be able to view chat inside the game, especially in VR. It's called OVR Toolkit. I don't have it. So if there's anybody in here, and it's Lady the Wanderer. Okay. So Lady is my wife. And she'll be helping me out moderating the channel since I can't see chat while flying for now. Maybe later. Once I get OVR Toolkit, I'll be able to see that. Alright, so now that we're taxied, we're going to close the canopy. So I'm going to set the RPM to full, which is, you'll see when the RPM goes up, we'll go to 3,000. And we're going to do the full 61 inches of manifold pressure. So we'll creep it up to 50%. We'll load the wheels. We'll wait for the RPM to settle. Alright, and then we roll. And then we roll, we slowly creep the throttle up. Some engines, you push it from 0 to max too quickly, you'll blow the engine. So we are playing on a full rail server, so all of that stuff is modeled. You have to kind of treat the engine as you should. Alright, so once we get to roughly 150, I'm going to rotate. Rotate here, and then the airplane will lift up. Gear up. And we got a burner. That is a burner out there. Alright, so we'll keep roughly this attitude. Climbing, I want to keep right 175. We're in emergency power right now. You can see that with the orange arrow pointing up. It's actually red. So it looks like we got 67 inches of manifold. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this back to 90%, which will put us right at 61 inches. And there's 61 inches. Okay. So we'll keep this climb. We're going to climb up to about 7,000 or 8,000 feet. So altimeter over on the left in the bottom corner there. We're just now passing 3,000 feet. We are heading 313. I've got the indicator down there and the HUD on, just to be able to see the team typing. If you open up the map, you'll see there are no icons. So we have to kind of judge where we're going. I took off from St. Tron, so we're going to head north to 51st. And then we'll kind of do a sweep from a little circle here around these three. There's 5,000 feet. Heading up north. Alright. So now that we're up here, we see action up here. It looks like Geel, 51st, somewhere in that area. We've got some planes burning. I'm going to call out at Masick. So Masick's all the way over to our east right now. If I zoom in, I might be able to see it over there. Should be over there next to those squiggly rivers. Yeah, it looks like it's probably over Geel. Tell you in VR, oh, there's the mirror. That's how you can see behind you. In VR, it's extremely immersive. I mean, you can look at the floorboard here. That's skateboard tape. It's typically what the floor is, and you can see it's ground down to the actual wood right there where it was tacked on, or shingles. So it's really neat to be in the plane. You roll the plane, you feel like you're in it. First time I rolled a plane in a flight sim, I had the Oculus DK2. And I fell out of my chair. So it does, you do get the immersion, you do get the feeling of actually what it feels like to fly in one of these things, and kind of what it feels like to do some of the maneuvers, just because your inner ear correlates the movements for you. Not necessarily the effects on your body, but your brain does kind of split the difference. And you get a little bit of that motion that you feel it in your stomach. But after a few times of flying, it goes away. Alright, so we want to be eyes out. I'm not going to look at the gauges too much, just glance down to check my altitude. Typically want to be at about 15,000. I'm going to start scanning. So scan patterns in aircraft like this. Back in World War II, they were trained on how to scan the skies. I was not. So I try to look as best I can, but sometimes I miss things. So down there is the city of Geel. That's where we saw those planes go in before. And then over there at those lakes are 51st. We got a call out for 21st up there, which are all the way over by that straight river. There's some lakes over there by the straight river. That's where 21st is. So we got 51st right here by the town. Oh, there is the blower on the supercharger kicking in. Stage 2 at 16,500. So we're going to go ahead and level off here. Pull it back out of combat. So we're going to do 2,750 RPM, and we'll pull it back down to roughly 46 inches. There we go. Now there's no smoke behind us, and they can't see our trailer. Exhaust. We're going to go ahead and trim that nose down to 0. We're going to level that plane out. When we pick up some speed, and we're going a little bit more than 200 mile an hour right now, once we get up to like 250, we'll probably need to go nose down another degree or two. Alright, so there's the target on Geel. It's the southern side. Typically targets come in from the north right here where that lake is. They come down to the south and hit those bunkers on the left and right of that road. So I'm just going to start a little bit of a left turn here. Try to keep it coordinated with some left rudder. And the P-51, if you don't fly coordinated, you will lose a lot of speed. Now that we're up around 250, I'm going to put in a little trim. I'm going to put it at about 15%. Yeah, that's about a degree or two. Yep. Now to keep the ball in the middle, close enough. We don't want it too much. We don't want too much trim. We start putting too much trim in when we get down low, get down slow. If that happens, we'll be all out of whack for trim, and we won't be able to fly the airplane as well. So it's better to. I like it to keep it in the middle. I don't like to keep too much in it. All right, so right now I'm using a zoom. I have the game comes with three fields of zoom or three levels of zoom. You have a low, medium, and a high. The low is like 2x, the medium's like 5x, and the high is like 8x. So this is the medium, and then if I just tap on the high, you'll see that's the high. That's at 8 times. So you can go from medium to high. You get a little bit more field of view when you back out, so you can see a little bit more. Now you don't want to stay zoomed in all the time, because a lot of these contacts, when you first see them, they're just little dots, and they're much easier, believe it or not, to see when you're not zoomed in. Alright, we're going to go ahead and make that right turn. Oh, there's a contact right there. That looks like a parachute. I wonder why a parachute's there. I didn't see anybody get shot down. Interesting. Maybe that's a balloon. Nope, that's a parachute. Just try to keep it above the horizon here on the site. I'm not losing too much altitude when I'm doing this little right-hand turn here. Interesting. Yep, I don't see anything out here. This is a difficult part of VR though, is spotting. IL2 in general right now everybody's having a little bit of difficulty spotting things. Sometimes targets will not show up until they shoot at you, which is not very advantageous for me. Alright, don't see anything at Gill. Let's head over to 51st. And I believe that's easterly heading here. So we're going to head east, turn 090. Head east towards, oh, there's the city right there, actually. You can see the targets here. Now, I know I probably didn't say what I'm running this game with, but I'm running a 9700K, actually 8700K Intel Core i7 with 16 gigs of RAM. I have all of my storage on SSDs, I think Samsung 960s, and then my graphics card, I'm running a RTX 2080 Super with the HP reverb. And you can see the frames. I'm right at about 88, but that's up here. Even down at the city it gets around 50 or 55, so it does drop, and you do get some hiccups when there's a lot of stuff going on, like a lot of AAA or you're near airfields that are firing, but that's more or less the server. The server has those issues too, and everybody will see them. So, but for the most part I get pretty good performance. The devs did a really great job optimizing VR here recently, so it's been working out a lot better. Check the scoreboard there. Alright, so 51st looks okay. Just looking down below me. I'm pretty high, so I don't expect them to come from high, which is probably... Oh. Fast contacts inbound Antwerp 14,000. Let's see. Is this a 262 map? Oh, this is a 262 map. Antwerp's over here. I'm at 16,000. We might head over there and try to see if we can shoot some 262s. Yeah, let's go for 262s. So we'll pull a little bit of G here, 2 Gs, trying to keep the speed up. You don't want to pull too hard. We got an enemy near Melsbrook. Alright, so off in the distance there you see the delta, a little bit of the mouth of the river where the canal meets the estuary, I guess. Antwerp's over there, so we're going to head 265 to Antwerp. Good, and we're heading to, we got a call out for munitions, so that's Giel. So while we're heading to Antwerp, we'll see if we can see the guy from Giel. That's one of our targets right there, that's Turnout. Oh, I hear an engine, that's a Tempest. You hear those things from forever away. Hope he doesn't pull in on me here. Yeah, it's a Tempest. He's up here. So as you can see, guys, it's a little black dot. You can't really see anything. Even when you zoom in, it's very difficult to tell, especially in VR where it's a little shaky. So those 262s are 14,000. We're going to go ahead and climb up to like 17 or 18,000 just to get a little higher. I'm probably going to get some flak from Turnout here. Oh, there's that contact right there. You can barely see him. You guys probably can't even see him on the stream. Super tiny. He's on the north side of Giel heading towards the river. I'll just stay off to the side here, we'll stay to the north, and we'll see if we can come down and see him and track him again. So, oh, there's the flak. So let's follow the flak puffs. He's probably underneath my nose now. Oh, there he is right there. You see him? So we're going to cut the throttle. We're going to come down on this guy. That is oh, somebody's already shooting at him. He's smoking, and I think he's actually going in. So we're gonna stay high. Push the throttle back up. I gave a little altitude there, so we'll put it up into combat, get that altitude back. I'm not going to try to push too hard. We'll try to keep the nose 10 or 15 degrees up. So I can keep the climb rate high. You can see right down there in the bottom center, the climb rate's about 5,000 feet a minute. Slowly dropping as my speed drops. So 4,000 feet a minute, 3,000. If I pull the nose up a little bit, we can get to go up again. I don't want to be lower than those 262s. Alright, let's check behind me. As you can see, I'm smoking now, back there. It's because I've got the throttle up and it's burning a lot of fuel. I hear something. I feel like I hear those jets.
I'm wounded.
Oh, we're passing 16,000. The second stage comes on. Alright, we'll go ahead and pull this out of combat back down to 2750 and 46 inches. There's Antwerpen right there. And we're at 17,000. Check and see what targets they have over here. We got 9th Panzers and they got Port of Antwerp. So they do have a target down here. That's the port. Let's just see if we see anything down there. Nope. Don't see anything at the port. And that is 9th Panzers, right just north of that little lake there. Alright, we got a contact over Antwerpen there. Looks like he's flying south. Yeah, see? See, I can see him when I'm not zoomed in, but as soon as I zoom in, I lose him. Just keep the eyes open, see if I can pick him back up again. Yep. And it's that easy to lose a contact. I've already lost him. Oh, there he is. Picked him up. He's right there. Oh, that's another parachute. Yeah, what is it with me and finding parachutes today? It's the second one I've seen. Let's look around, see if there's anybody else here. There's the target. That's what the 262s are going to come hit. They're going to come hit that port right there. Just because I've flown this mission before, they're all kind of the same, but they're fun. All right, there's a plane. I don't know what it is. Looks like a P-51. A con trailer up there. Yep, that's a P-51 flying north right there. And we are down to 14,000. I'm going to climb a little bit here. Gives you the supercharger. So if you're curious where the fuel is in the 51, there's no gas gauge on the panel itself. You gotta look below your feet on each side, and there's the gas gauge for the left wing tank and the one for the right wing tank. You zoom in here, you can see roughly about 32 pounds. Now it's very hard to look down that way because my chin's in the way, but if you want to find the third tank, it's over your left shoulder between the little hole there. So that's when you get over roughly, I think it's like 800 liters or 900 liters of fuel. You start putting fuel in the center line tank, which makes the flight characteristics of the P-51 unstable. So they used to do that back in the day because by the time they got over enemy territory, they had already burned all the fuel out of the center line. So then they had even distribution of fuel in the wing tanks. Alright, we're going to head back down the river here towards the east. Let's see if we can pick up anybody. Right now those 262s, I think they're flying out of the north, and they just haven't got to Antwerp yet. We did have a call out saying that they were probably taking off and heading that way, so we probably got here a little early. Zero that trim out. And I'm going to have a little bit of a drink here. That's a little better. Nose down a little bit, 10%, 10 to 15. 10 to 15% on that is about 3 degrees nose down. Now we're at 19,000 feet and I'm reading 260 mile an hour indicated, but that's actually a lot faster up at altitude. Indicated reads slower because the air is thinner, but I don't know exactly what my mile per hour is right now. I don't know how to convert that. I'll have to look up how to convert based on altitude. Alright, so this target here is that turnout? That is turnout. Yeah, that's Geel over there. That's turnout. You can tell from the V in the river. There's a V in the river. There's a city right past it. That's Geel. And north of it is turnout. So I'm over the friendly target. Actually, this is an enemy target right here that we have to attack. Enemy aircraft spotted near Antwerp as soon as I leave. You know what? That's okay. As soon as I head back there, they won't be there anymore. Do have a contact off my right wing though. Let's go see what this is. He's up here pretty high with us, 17,000 or so. So I'm going to do a lag pursuit right now. That's where my nose is behind the aircraft. It's a closure. Lag pursuit is a closure if as long as you're pointed at him. You just don't close as fast. Pure is even faster. Pure pursuit is where the reticle's right on him. At that point I would be closing. Then you have a lead pursuit, which is pulling lead on a target, which is a higher closure, higher angle of attack towards the enemy, or towards the contact, whichever it may be. So right now he's all the way out there. And that glare off the propeller is gonna, let's see. Yep, I've already lost him off that glare. That's alright. We'll fly this way and see if we can reacquire him. We'll climb a little bit to the left here. See if I can bank that wing down. I would expect him to be over Antwerp now, if he was north of it. Oh, there's a contact coming down on the docks. Right there. And that looked like he rubber banded straight up in the air. That was extremely weird. He hit that building and then went straight up in the air. Check 6 there. Nothing. I don't see that guy anywhere. Alright, well, that's a little boring. How much fuel we got left? We're gonna go hit Panzers. And that is, what is the river? River, yep, right here. Right up the river. Actually, oh, there's a contact. That looks friendly though. That looks like a spit. Yep, that's a spit. Alright, so we're going to go out here and hit this target. Since there's nothing else to do, we'll go ahead and head on down. I'm going to bring the pitch back a little bit to idle so while we're diving we're not picking up too much speed. Biggest reason for lawn darting is diving. And a lawn dart's basically where you plow on the ground. The biggest reason for that is picking up too much speed going downhill and then trying to go in for an attack without bleeding off the speed first. See, we're at 400 mile an hour right now. Extremely fast. If I were to dive on something at this point, I would likely not be able to pull up. Or I would black myself out in doing so and make myself an even easier target. So there's our targets. I don't see any flak. Oh yeah, I do. There's a couple. There's that little circle right there in front of those bunkers. That's a flak battery. So we're gonna come down and hit that. Now that we're about 300 mile an hour, we can kind of come in. And we're at 9,000. I'm only going to dive for roughly maybe 10 seconds. And then I'm just going to let off a burst. A little nose down here. Alright, you see we're at 500 mile an hour, so it doesn't look like it's that fast. But any steeper of a dive would have put me in the ground. And we came out of that without getting hit by flak, so that's good. So I'm going to trim up a little bit, bring it up to 0. Because we're going to get a little low and slow here, so we don't want to have too much nose trim in the plane. So one thing you don't want to do is go in at a target from far away real low on the deck, because you'll lose altitude too quickly. So you want to gain a little bit and then come back down in it. When we do that, we'll pull the RPM back a little bit so we're not overspeeding. Left rudder. Oh, and I've got a 6. Is that? And there's 109. That's awesome. Where'd that spit go? Alright, well, we got shot down. At least we killed something. Alright, so you get points. I got 1 heavy weapon. Since I died, I only get half the points for that, which I would have gotten 4, so I got 2. So next round, we're going to head to Twin Bridges here. I think that's where a lot of the fight is, Twin Bridges and Wirt. So we're going to take off from Osh. Oh, no P-51s. I want a P-51. So we're going to grab that. Leave everything the same. And start. By the way, I'm taking a silver skin, so it's very easy to pick me up against ground clutter. So Germans have a little bit more of an advantage against me because they can spot me easier than I can spot them. A lot of them run green skins. I'll go ahead and up the mixture. I usually put about 50%. I use the Techno Chat just because there's no markings on that for 50%. 5 degrees nose up. Alright, start it up and brakes off. Go ahead and taxi. What air raid siren means there's a plane over our base. Is that him right there? Nope, that's P-47 taking off. Good thing we have a rule on this server about attacking ground targets on the airfields. They shouldn't be strafing us. There's a 30-second rule, so there's no vulturing and no shooting aircraft on the ground. Or within 30 seconds of them taking off. So it gives us a chance to get some speed. SRS radio check.
To me.
Alright, so we got a radio now, so we're going to talk to some people. We got a siren going off over St. Tron here. I mean, they must be waiting for us to take off. Alright, here we go. Let's get in the air. Let's see who's up there. Alright, 150, rotate, and we're in the air. I'm going to pull the gun sight back to 290 since I didn't do that earlier. Go. Now let's look for this guy. And he could be anywhere off the runway. Oh, there's the flak right there. That's him. So look for the flak. This is the guy right there, just circling our airfield, waiting for us to take off so he can vulture. But if he comes any closer, he'll get the fast firing stuff. That stuff's real nasty. So, I don't know where the flag just went.
Action over 21st Highland and Ward.
Yeah, roger that. We got some, we got a plane over 92nd as well. 92, St. Tron. Go ahead and do a little nose down here because we're moving real fast with 300 mile an hour.
Okay, we're gonna head that way.
Yeah, I'm outbound right now, 030 to Word.
Alright, I just died, but I was in dogfight with 2109 there.
Roger, was that at 21st or Twin Bridges?
Between 21st and Ward.
Solid. Alright, so that guy must have disconnected or something, because I've got no contact anymore. There's no flak anymore. He just disappeared. Some weird stuff like that going on right now with IL-2. People just disappearing off the map. Oh, so got that lake there. We're just St. Truden. Yeah, we can head that way. One thing I forgot to do was set the altimeter. We'll go ahead and set that. I'm a little higher than 5,000. And we'll put in some trim.
The guys, there's Kepler 190 low between Twin Bridges near Mavic, actually.
Roger, I'm outbound from Santron. 4 minutes. Yeah, we're about 4 minutes away, I think, roughly 3 to 4 minutes. You get there a lot quicker normally than you think you do, so we may be closer than that. But we're right here in this area, 2013. We got to get all the way up here to 21st Army, so that's that right up there. Those lakes are 21st Army. Right off our nose, those lakes. Those 262s past work yet? Get a little altitude here. I don't want to be too high, but between 10 and 12,000 is good. And you start getting into 11,000 and up to 15. That's the band where the 51 without the 150 octane starts to lose manifold pressure. Not a good place to be when you're fighting 109s, since that's the best area for them. They will outperform us. Alright, so 10,000, I'm going to go ahead and level off. Pull it back to 46 inches. What altitude are these guys fighting at, you know?
On the deck.
Yeah, you guys aren't getting bounced?
I'm on fire. Failing out.
Yeah, I already got fucked up. Actually, we both did.
Airfield there. Deast? Who's Deast? I guess it's underneath us. That's Bree. Oh, it's behind us. Deast is behind us. Okay, so that's Bree. And then that is Vert. And then these lakes right here off in front of our nose are the 21st. So 51st is over there at the city. And 21st is right there. So they said the fight is between 21st and Wirt, and there's a contact just this side of Wirt. Looks like 4,000 or 5,000. Hey, I got a contact just west of Wirt, 4,000 or 5,000. Any one of you? Contacts at Wert Defenses. Any friendlies? I guess they are either not hearing me or they have stepped away. I don't know, you can step away out of a plane though. Alright, let's not get in too much trouble here then. Let's just keep eyes out. Look around. Check 6. Looks like we're streaming pretty good. Let's pull the throttle back a little more. There, now we don't have the gas flying out the back. Oh, got AAA down here. And the contact is... oh, just below us here. That is a 109. I'm going to pull the throttle back. We're not going to do that. That's going to be too steep of a dive. We're going to lose... we're going to have too much speed going into that. P-51 came down on him but had too much speed. So now we're going to dive. We're just to his 6 here. So you can see him right there. You got a 109 hitting a 51 here, I think.
Mustang inbound to work from 892. I'll be starting out at 15,000 feet over there.
Alright, there's the 109. We came in with a little too much smash, so we're going to pull up, give it a little throttle, roll over the top, come back down on him. And now we should be pretty close to guns. And we'll just give him a cockpit right there. Now we're off. Check 6. I've got one below me here on another friendly. We're going to come back down on this guy. Pull the throttle back. Let's see, we're getting too much speed here. We got another 109 pulling up here.
I'm wounded. I'm on fire. Bailing out.
You get some. You get some. You get some. Everybody gets some. There we go. You're dead. All right. Let's get out of here. I got a 6. There's another one right there. I think he sees me now. Nope. Not yet. Got him a little spit there. Alright. We'll keep climbing. He didn't see me, so we're going to roll back over.
One time 190 at 12,000 feet in
Nose. Oh, I do have a 6, so we're going to pull a little tighter here. We're going to drop the throttle. Come back up. Nose up. Roll it over.
Alright, I'm passing 8.
Then we're going to do a split S here.
29 at 5,500. I'll keep
There he is off the nose. He's trying to get a shot on me. So push the throttle back up now. Hopefully get him in the top of his arc here. It's going to be a head on. And that's a collision. That's okay though. I got him. that was a good fight. All right. I'll take that. I think I got 4. All right. Let's see how many we got. I should have headed out of there and went back to base.
190s. That is 2 190s at Mad.
I got a 3. So that was good. That was good. I think I would have put 4 in too. That was not bad. All right, let's change it up. Let's fly a spit. I am absolutely horrid at this one. 70% is okay. I don't think I'm going to be in the fight that long. So we'll use the gyro again. Yeah, I'll put a mirror on. No clipped wings. I want the climb rate and the turn rate. So hit OK. For cannons, I usually put it out a little further. Not 300, that's for sure. 270. It's roughly like 310 yards. So a little bit further. What that does is if you put the convergence out further, it puts it further up from the nose. So instead of shooting below your nose, you're shooting a little bit above your nose, so you can kind of see where the rounds are falling. Now it all depends on how many G's you're pulling. What that's going to look like. The rounds could still fall below your nose. So, but typically in like a 1G, 2G, 3G turn, you're not going to be shooting below the nose. So that's what most turns are when people lose energy. They're not going to be high deflection. You're hopefully going to be right behind them and not be shooting like that. All right, we'll spawn in here. All right, now Spitfire's a little different than P-51, where you have your gauges before, which is your altimeter's in the same spot, and your speed is your speedometer's in the same location-ish. Your climb rate is at the top of the right. You have your slip and slide below your climb indicator, and your RPM's all the way under here underneath the right cowling. 2850 is typically the RPM we're going to run. You don't have manifold pressure, but you do have a boost gauge. Boost gauges are typically what you use in a Spitfire. So throttle settings are over here. We got pitch and throttle. The little black one is the pitch, so we're going to push that all the way forward. We're going to open the throttle just a little bit. And we're going to start the engine. I'm going to go ahead and close the cockpit up just because it's easier for me later on. And then give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Got eyes on one aircraft headed north over Mazik at about 11,000 feet. Correction, now I have eyes on 2 aircraft.
Alright, now there's an inactivity timer here on the server. If I don't move, I will get booted.
Oh, never mind. It's P-38.
So with the Spit, there are no toe brakes. There's only a brake lever on the stick. And if you're not careful, this thing will ground loop on you. So most people, what they do is they hold the brake lever, and then they kind of just wiggle it back and forth and put the throttle up. So you let go of it, give it a little brake, let go of it, get a little speed, and you just wiggle the rudder pedals as you go down. I am one of the worst people to taxi this aircraft. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull the power back. Keep the nose straight. Alright, then we'll pull the brake and let it slowly turn to the right here. Alright, there we go. So now we're on the runway. We'll go ahead and creep the power up. Let it pull us back on the runway with the torque. There we go. And we'll do full 100%. Pull the trim up to roughly
I got eyes on German aircraft.
18%.
Overworked.
Roger, spit. Wheels up from 92. Heading 030 for work. Alright, landing gear up. And then we'll pull that RPM back down to 2850. See it right there. And we'll pull the boost back down to 11 pounds, which is roughly 81%. Oh, now we're wheels up. We're going to head 030. Fun thing about the spit is the compass is right there in front of the stick. So you can't really see it too well behind the stick. It does have a gyro compass, which is directional gyro just right in front of the stick there between the slip indicator and the altitude, the altimeter. But even that is, it doesn't, you can see right now it's not working. It only works at certain altitudes above sea level, and as long as you're not pulling, see now it'll come to life there. And as long as you're not pulling crazy G's. So the gyro, directional gyro is not really a great compass. That's why I have the indicator on lower left of my screen, so I can see what my heading is. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pull back the wing settings. Also, the nice thing about the spit is it has actual identifiers where the feet are for the wingspan. So you have the 109, the 190, the 210, 110, the 88, and the HE-177 FW200. Now the HE-111 is not on here.
109, engaged the overwork.
But that's okay. We're not going to be shooting at HE-111s today, I don't think. Most people in this fly, we're going to put it right at 290 as well. Even though I set the, actually we'll put it at 300. Even though I set the convergence to 270 yards, or 270 meters, which is roughly 310 yards or 300 yards, I'm going to set it right here just because it's a good, I know when to start firing. I don't necessarily use the gyro how it should be, because I don't have a stick that allows me to adjust the gyro on the fly. P-51s had a rotating throttle handle, which made it very easy for them to adjust while in combat. The Warthog does not have a necessary axis for me to be able to do that. So it's a bit more of a hassle than it's worth.
Almost at 21st Highland. Still have a 109 on my.
Solid. I just took off from Tron, so I'm going to be 3 minutes. I will not get to you in time. Hopefully somebody else is closer. The mirror on the Spitfire is a lot better than the P-51s also. I don't know what it is about the way it's positioned, but I can see things behind me a lot better than I can in the 51. With 11 pounds of boost and 2850 on the engine, you can run this for an hour in the spit. If you need to back it off for throttle, you need to back it off just to recover. You've been up there that long and you want to recover your engine. There are timers on here that'll reset, I think it's after 5 minutes. You can back the throttle off to 65 on the RPM, 60, roughly like 2 on the boost, so 7 pounds of boost at 2150, and you'll run it continuous. And this is fuel saving mode. We don't need to do that though, because we're not going to be up long enough to use all the fuel, or even be up long enough for an hour, so we'll go ahead and bump that up. Oh, those kills came in. I'm up to 5 now. I guess I got 5 on that run. That's good. I thought I only had 4. Ace in a flight. That might have to go on the highlight reel. Alright, so we're roughly at 7,000. I'm going to go ahead and get some more altitude here. Most of the fight was at the deck last time, but I want to be a little bit higher. The Spit doesn't get as much energy downhill as the 51. And if I get bounced, I want to make sure I have a little bit of altitude to maneuver. So we'll take it up about 9,000. So always be looking around though. These guys like to fly behind lines and come up behind you, bounce you from behind where you'd think they'd be coming from. So always be looking around, checking your 6. Looking off to your 3 and 9, because sometimes they'll circle you first just to identify you and set themselves up for an attack. So 3 and 9, 3 to 9, 3, 9, and then check 6. Mirror. Alright, we're roughly at 9,000. We're over 21st. Let's check everything out here. We'll check and see what's around the target. Doesn't look like anything, so let's check wort. I don't have anything over wort. Alright, we're not gonna stay straight here because we're over the target area. So we'll stay in a little left-hand turn, check our 6, check below us, and that's why we don't stay straight. Alright, there he is. It's a 110. 110s are dangerous here. They can turn. So there's a buffet. Give it a little more here. Just a rolling scissors. I think he's going to stall before us. I missed that shot. I got to come back around. He's going to get cannons on me here. So we're going to come downhill. He's got those 4 guns in the nose too that'll just pelt us from a kilometer. Wow, that thing is so fast. Oh, that was over quick. Did not expect the 110 to be higher than me. Oh, and there's 3 of them. Okay. Any planes here at all? Nope. 38. I don't know if I want to take that, though. It's not very fast. And we'll just go back to Tron. We'll get back in the trusty 51. Pull the convergence back. We'll leave it 250. 40% is fine. And we're going to change the skin up a little bit. So we're going to go with a little bit different one. So 360 first is good. These are good skins. They're like they're off the E2S, the default skin. So if we go official, go to E2S. There's the E2S skin. So for a custom skin, I think the Little Witch is a fun one. Blacktail, checker nose. And then we have Down for Double, which is an interesting skin. Now, some of these use a base skin, the silver and green. If nobody has your skin downloaded as a custom skin inside the game, all they will see is the base template, which is the silver with the green cowling on the nose. So that's really visible. I'm not going to run that. The Dallas doll is really cool too. And then my favorite one is the Big Beautiful Doll. It's gorgeous skin. It's iconic, but I don't think I'm going to fly that tonight. And then Creepy Cats. Ace of Spades is a really neat skin too. So with the black, you don't see that often. That's a really neat skin itself. I think we're going to go with the default though, just because I want some camo. So we're going to go with the default British, which gives actually very good concealment against the ground. So we'll go ahead and use that. Make it a little bit harder for them to see me. Now, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You pick this one, they can't see you if they're above you. It's harder for them to see you when they're above you. But if they're below you, you stick out like a sore thumb against the sky. So we'll go ahead and set mixture. I usually leave it at 50%. I don't go higher than that. I know the auto rich is 70%. 50 seems to work just fine. Hey Gallows, evening. Sorry, haven't been able to see chat mostly. I don't have an add-in for VR. So I'm flying in VR tonight, so I can't really see your chat unless I back out. But thanks for following. Appreciate that. There was definitely a good chance for a high yo-yo. You've never flown on Box. Box is a great server. If you ever want to get into flying late war with Bowden, you can still fly the server even if you don't have Bowden plot. They do have planes from early war here. It's just you're at a little bit of a disadvantage considering the era we're in, but that's okay. You just fly it a little bit differently. Slow planes with a little bit better turning radius. You just get them down low and slow. So something I definitely don't want to do in a 51. So we'll peek out a little bit here. A little fast, so we'll slow that down. Close the canopy here. We'll bring it up to 55, 30 inches, 35 inches, roughly. Wait for everything to kind of stabilize. Oh, before I forget, set altimeter. That's new in the new update. Setting the altimeter to the airfield you're on. Alright, here we go. So with VR, you get a real sense of kind of how the plane is steering and how it feels. You can tell when you're going fast, tell when you're going slow, when you're going to buff it. So it's really nice to have that immersion. A lot of people, you know, I used to fly flat screen, went to track IR for a little bit, and then got into VR with the Rift and DK2, and I couldn't go back. Even with the graphics being so low, I just couldn't do it. The immersion and looking around and seeing the plane was it for me. Alright, so we'll head 030, 035 out to Wirt. I'm trying to get in a fight here. While I'm waiting, I'll go ahead and set my gyro up for 190s. Oh, that's Canadian. Okay. So Canadian is pretty far from us right now. We're just south of 51st, and Canadian's all the way out there. So if we look at the map, we're roughly here, and Canadian's all the way up here in the top left corner. So we are heading the opposite direction, so I'm probably not going to go to that one for now. 21st has been pretty hot, so we're going to go there. Uh, 51 for climb. I run 3,000 RPM and 61 inches. Some people run 2750 and 61 inches just so that your prop's not breaking the sound barrier. But I don't know if it's how it's modeled in the game or whatnot, but it seems to just perform better at 3,000. You like the E7? Yeah, I'm a fan. Honestly, until Bodenplot came out, I was a huge fan of Axis. I love the 109. 109 is my favorite plane, specifically the F2 model. When it goes from the E7 to the F2 is just in a whole nother league. Super fast to accelerate. It's got great guns, turning ability, and it's got awesome speed. I think it's the 109 that you finally were able to use the full range of the ATA, the atmospheres, for that plane. But E7's real fun too. The wing-mounted cannons. I mean, there's something just authentic about that airframe that just kind of speaks to some people. I do enjoy flying the E7, especially the E7 Yabo. So I'm flying Allied right now because the P-51, one of my favorite planes. The Spit is my most favorite though. I do love the way the Spit looks. I actually think I like it better than the P-51, even though I'm American. I don't know what that says, but it's a gorgeous plane with the elliptical wing, and you know, just the iconic British fighter of World War II. My favorite version is not the Mark 9, which is the most popular, you know, Mark 5 or Mark 9. I actually like the Mark 2, Mark 2B, when it first got cannons. And not just the, I think it was 8 303s that used to have, or was it, I think it was 8 303s. in the 1A. But I do love the Spit and the old 109s. I'm not a huge fan of the Russian planes, even though they're actually not bad. My preference is just the U.S. and the British and the German side. I have yet to fly the 262 though. Alright, so I'm at 11,000 right now, which I'm losing some inches of manifold here. Not the best place to be for a 51 without 150 octane. But we'll see what we can do with it. I'll stay outside of the target area this time instead of just going right through the middle of it. I went to the middle of that Spit, and that 110 caught me off guard. There's 51st. Let's take a peek at that one, see if anything's hitting it. Doesn't look like it. Let's see it turn out up there. Where's turnout? Oh, that's not Geel. That's why. This isn't munitions. Geel's that way. There's Geel. Turnout's over there. Alright. There's our target that we're defending. And then there's there just past it. Somebody just called on fire. Let's check the map here, see what's still up. Eindhoven, Turnau. Just go up here to Eindhoven, see what's up there. Doesn't look like there's anybody around 21st. So yeah, we'll head to Eindhoven, which is just off our nose here. Just keep an eye out. They usually head up and down this road towards 51st and towards 21st. Getting a lot of spot calls for second. I might want to run up the river. Masick. What's behind me? I don't know. Munitions, that's where I'm at. That's 51st. Munitions is right there. Yeah, let's head over there. And there's the call out for 21st. All right, so must be a bunch of them took off, and now they're hitting stuff. All right, so let's just do a quick circle and see what we got here. Climbing. I'm at 13,000, so I should be all right. Although if these guys are serious, they'll climb up to 5 or 6K, and they'll be above me coming down at like 19,000. Let's just split the difference here between Eindhoven and 21st and see what we can See what we can see. Oh, I got a contact down there. It's funny. I can see him without zoom on. As soon as I put zoom in to identify or to even look at the target better, I lose him. I actually already lost the contact. He disappeared off my screen. I know generally where he was, though. Should be over those legs somewhere. Where did you go? Alright, I've been flying this way too long. That's how I got hit last time. Stop looking for one bandit. Get target fixated here. Oh, there's a target. I don't know what that is though, if that's friendly or enemy, but he's down there. Looks like he's coming back to the left. Yeah, it's a 109. What are you? I'm gonna pull back on the idle, pull back on the throttle or the RPM to idle, just so I don't pick up too much speed in the downhill. Where did you go? Where are you? Okay, I lost eyes on you. Push that back up. Oh, there they are. Nope, that's targets. It's interesting though. Not zoomed in, zoomed in. Not zoomed in, zoomed in. Like, I should be able to see those targets, but I have to zoom in to see them. Oh, got another target here off 1 o'clock, heading towards 51st. Let's just take him because he's at altitude and I can keep eyes on him. Oh, he just turned something on. Typically when you see smoke like that, it's a German. It's not allied. That could be a spit or something that just put everything into it. That does not look like a spit though. That looks like a 109. I'll bump that up, bump that up. Yeah. And we'll pull the wingspan back to 32 for 109. That's a 190. Pretty sure he sees me. So just a low 6 here. I don't want to I'm kind of following lag. He's almost in guns range. I want to make sure I stay behind his 6 though so he doesn't see me. Nose down a little bit, pick up some speed. Alright, here we go. I need to drop the speed here. Pull back idle. So I can stay behind him. Push that back up. A little deflection here. I'll just rake him. They can take so much damage. I'm not going to follow him down. I'm just going to pull the throttle back. Make him try to come back up to me. And then cut down. Oh no, high speeds, what the oh, this sucks. Why did it lose all of its lift? Now I'm gonna have to go into a rolling scissors. Oh, it's because my elevator's effed. He hit my elevator, that's why. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, my tail is completely effed. Run out of ammo. Run out of ammo. Oh, crap. Give me rudder. Give me rudder. Oh, come on. I've got no tail. Come on, nose down. Oh, that's not good. Lost all lift. Oh, man. See? I mean, he took how many 50 cals? Ugh. Ugh. That's the one thing I don't like about the 50s on the 51. They're just like pea shooters. Unless I get a good 2-3 second burst in that guy at convergence, he's not going down. The 190s are so solid. Let's do some bombs. Just a missed opportunity there. That's sad. It's my fault though. Missed those shots. It's alright. What are we at? We're at 5 kills. A little bit more nose trim for the bombs. Mic check.
I read you.
Getting started up at St. Tron with 500s.
What's your target?
Probably gonna hit Wirt.
Good luck. There's at least 3 D9s over there.
I got one damaged, but he didn't go down.
I've just put a solid shot into one and it did nothing.
Yeah, 50 counts for you, man.
Yeah, because the U.S. used them all the way up through the Korean War because they were so ineffective.
Wow, with the armor-piercing rounds and not API or HE, yeah.
Yeah, I bounced one and then got bounced by 2 others after that. Okay, I guess he did go down eventually. Got the credit for it.
Alright, taking off from St. Tron and 51 2 500s. You guys want to fly 51st and maybe head a little north and come at Wirt from the north?
Yeah, I think the north or the west would be the best way to approach it.
Somebody just buzzed me in at 51. Yeah, I'll take a heading of 030 out of St. Tron. It'll take me about 4 minutes or so.
Alright, I'm taxiing out to the runway now.
Alright, so right now I'm just keeping it roughly 10 degrees nose up, 210 mile an hour climb with 2 500 pound bombs. They're set to ripple in singles. The bomb lever's down there, so you got a bomb left and a bomb right, so you'll pull one lever than the other. Probably going to go in like 8,000 feet. I don't want to be too high in the dive. And we'll try a little bit of a kind of a new technique that I watched the other day. We use the wing the wing to gauge how close the target is and how much we should dive. So I'll do that. I'm going to set this on a 5 degree or 5% nose down, which is probably like 1 or 2 degrees. I'm going to start pulling the throttle back here. 85, 75. Actually, we'll pull back to 60, 65. I'll put us right at 42 inches. That way we're not smoking. Smoking is bad. That way they can see us. We'll throw a little left rudder trim in there as well for good measure. Alright, just passing over the river in 2013, key 1, key 4, heading to 21st.
I'm probably about 2 minutes behind you guys.
Yeah, solid. I'm probably going to just do a single pass around just to see what's down there before I go in.
There were some AA machine guns still up last I checked.
Oh, lovely. Alright, so if there's AAA fast firing, there's roughly 3 types of flak at these emplacements. There's more than that, but typically the map makers put in a couple different for just variety. You've got the 88 millimeter flak. You've got some smaller, I think 78 millimeter flak. You've got some 20 millimeter fast firing, and then you've got some like 7.62 MG34 fast firing. So they're like 3 or 4 different types of flak. And there's a contact off my nose out there. I got a contact just east of 51st, roughly 8,000. Is that any friendly?
I'm on fire. Standing out.
I'm going to go check this guy out over 51st. Alright, so there's like 3 or 4 different types of flak. You really want to take them out in order from like almost middle to bottom to top. So you want to take out the 20 mils first because they do the most damage to the fast firing. And then you want to go for the MG34s if it's all possible. And then after that you want to hit the 88s and 78s. Yeah, it's a 190, just east of 51st, diving towards 21st, 9,000.
Alright, I'm still a minute or 2 out from there.
Oh, belay that. That's a Tempest. I am just now west of 21st, heading north towards Eindhoven. I'll cut back to the east in about 30 seconds or so. I got tracers up high, south of 51st, 10,000. Alright, so we got 2 massive targets here just where Wirt is. We got a row of bunkers there next to the river, and we got one running north to south. So I want to get back across friendly lines as quick as possible after I drop these things. because I don't know what's up here. So when you're targeting ground targets, you get a little fixated because you are in the process of dropping bombs. You can't just turn around and check your 6 in the middle of it. So I want to set myself up that way I have an exit. I've got a contact here. 109 over 21st, 7,000. Cancel. 190. 190. I'm pickling my bombs. I can't keep those on. Alright, let's see if we can do a little better this time around. Man, that K-14 doesn't really work too well. Oh, let's see the 190 wobble.
I'm engaging a 110 at 7,000 feet, about 3 miles south of 21st.
So the reason I did that, chop the throttle, is because he was wobbling, trying to bleed speed, and I would have overshot him. I think I've got a 6, but I want to get this guy. Yeah, I don't have a 6 yet. Do I? I hear him coming. I know this is a bad move, but I want to get him. Why is that K-14 just not working out for me? I think he's dead now. Oh, gotta get that guy off. I'm engaged just south of work. On the deck with 4. Oh, he's got flaps on. Not a good idea. And he hits my tail, and it's immediate 30 mil into the tail, and you lose all control. Yep, that's the problem with those planes. They hit you in the tail one time, and you lose all authority on the rudder and the elevator. So, everybody jokes it's flying US or flying Allied's like flying hard mode, because you can't let them hit you once, and you've got to literally expend all your ammo into them to kill them. So I got 2 planes. That's nice on that go, which is interesting. I don't remember hitting a second. Where did the second plane come from? Maybe it was on the last sortie. All right. 1 second, guys. All right, guys. I think that is it for me. We had a 2-hour session. It's 11 o'clock here. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks, everyone who watched today. And if you watch this in the future, please, again, new streamers, so go ahead and follow and subscribe if you'd like my content. I'm going to be trying to do these on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays. And we'll have another Friday night fights on Friday for IL-2. Tomorrow is going to be Modern Warfare. So you guys have a good night. Thank you very much.